Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric
and Victoria.
And we are coming at you live from our home office in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And we're the LAPTOP-PRENEURS, and our passion is to help you to take your business online and to do that profitably. Whether you already have a business, or if you're just starting, or if you're just looking for a business and you're looking at taking advantage of the internet, leveraging that internet, that's what we're here for. And again, that is our passion. We are here every Monday and Wednesday night, Monday 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and Wednesday for Wealthy Wise Wednesday 10:30 p.m. as well, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. We are very excited about our topic. It's called Slight Edge Motivation 2019. Wow. Slight Edge Motivation 2019. So we're going to get into that topic in just a moment, but we definitely want to hear from you. We want to hear any topics that you'd like for us to cover in the future. We love any comments that you might have about the what information we're providing. You know, if we're a little bit light in any particular area, you want us to cover anything else, we definitely want to hear from you.
Speak up and forever hold your peace.
Yes. But we also like to know if we hit something, if we make a point that goes, that makes sense. We definitely love to hear that as well. So just to get into this discussion of the slight edge motivation. And we're going to talk about the slight edge principle and how it can magnify, multiply your motivation as an entrepreneur. Now, slight edge principle was created by Jeff Olson. I think it was back in 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he provided a new philosophy of how to do things. And typically, this is the way people used to think, or a lot of people still think this way, is that when you're going out as an entrepreneur, you want to crush it. And that's the mentality. You got to crush everything. And that's the key to success, is take massive action and crush everything. And so when he came out with the slight edge principle, he kind of crushed that theory in certain ways. Because what he said is not always just the massive things that you can do or the big things you can do. It's actually the tiny things. What do you think about that, hon?
Well, the thing is, how do you bite an elephant? One bite at a time.
There you go.
Or how to eat an elephant. The thing is, over a period of time, those little things add up and they become big things. And if you do them consistently and do it enough, eventually you're going to see a milestone. You're going to see really major changes. But the problem is, most people start, stop, up, down, all around, and they don't see those little victory. I call them little victories, because any victory is big or small is a victory.
Yes.
And so when you get those little milestones and that little slight edge, and just do a little thing just above and go the extra mile, it's kind of like if you're in marketing and sales, which I am. And if you go the extra mile, you don't have to really do it and crush it. But if you just go the extra mile, maybe make more calls, maybe make more contacts, just that little slight edge could put you closer to that close. Because you're so close, but the problem is most people stop before they get to that success. So they never know about it because they give up too easily. So when Eric's saying that slight edge, you're going you're not really having to crush it. You're just doing a little more effort than you normally would. And that's really all it takes.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is, it's really about making micro decisions.
Yeah.
That's the key. It's gaining total control, understanding that you have control over your future, and you're willing to make micro decisions based on faith, because you don't always see the results right away. No. But you have the faith that if you do those little things, it's like planting seeds, and you'll be able to reap an awesome harvest if you're willing to do that. Now, a couple of things about his own story. He talks about in his book about how he was a beach bum, and he ended up owning one of the 5 largest solar energy companies in the world. And he did that by focusing on little things. In fact, one of his famous quotes is, "The things you do every day, the things that look like they don't matter, do matter." So it's the small decisions.
Very small.
It's
Nothing huge.
The little actions.
Little.
The thoughtless habits that deliver huge results. And one of the reasons why this is such a powerful principle, it can cover literally every area of your life. Everything. Yeah. Everything that you think of can be addressed by this particular principle.
Even in relationships.
Even in relationships.
I hear guys make stupid comments, really stupid. Well, I don't know what to do for... You're thinking like an idiot. All she wants is a thought, maybe a single rose or a little card. The extra mile. It's the little things. It's the little steps that get you closer to where you're supposed to be. It's not even about crushing it. It's just doing the little things. So if you're in marketing and sales or you're in business, it's not the, in 3 weeks I'm going to do all this to get my business. No. It's what you do every single hour, every single day. It's the little things that add up.
Because what happens is people that go out there and they say, I'm going to crush it, those are usually the ones that give out the quickest. They waving that white flag and they're like, I can't, this is just not for me. They got all sorts of excuses.
It works with working out or exercise. It works with even diet. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna work out hard this week, I'm gonna crush it. And then you don't work out for another 2 months or another year, and then you're gonna...
You see that all the time.
And I had someone who told me a long time ago, it's easier to maintain than it is to start over. And that works in business. That works with financial. That works with entrepreneurship. It works with making money. You don't have to start over every time. You don't have to crush it.
Yeah.
Just maintain, but go the extra mile and be consistent. That's all it takes.
Now, if you look at the model, the model of how this works versus the typical model is people dive into something and they see actions and they see results, and based on the results, they say, this is what my life is. And what he has done to that model is he's actually gone to the front end of that and he's added this philosophy. He's added this philosophy saying that you have to look at everything that you do in your life. It's not just the big things.
You gotta look at the full picture.
It's the little things that make the difference. And for example, you're out eating and you want to be healthier. Should you reach for those French fries? Or should you reach for that salad? That's just one example. But it's an example. You think, well, it won't hurt this time. But what you're doing is you're programming your software in here. You do it one time and you're programming your software, because what you're doing is you're letting that impulse drive you instead of you driving the impulse.
And we're not talking about eating and taking care of yourself and being perfect in your business or perfect in any area. I mean, like with us, we're not perfect by any means. Oh my God. We cheat all the time when we eat. But we always make sure one meal a day has a healthy, and I did say healthy because you can get an unhealthy salad. One meal a day has a good, healthy salad with kale or spinach. I mean, a healthy salad. It's a one day. Every day we're going to have at least a salad. We don't hardly ever go a day without salad, because that's your vitamin A. You're crazy if you leave that out. But every day, we don't do it with every meal, but we have at least one salad with one of our meals. And so what we're saying is we're practicing what we preach. We're not perfect in any area, but we go the extra mile. So we getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better.
The key is to be conscious of it.
Consistency.
Conscious of the little micro decisions you make. And he demonstrates the power of this.
Yeah.
He says if you take 1 penny and double that penny every day, it will grow in 1 month. It's going to grow to $10 million. Well, I saw that, my eyes were wide open, right? Now, here's the question. Why is it that people don't do this? Because this theory's been out for a couple of years at least now, probably more than a couple of years. It's been out for many years now. Why don't people use the slight edge principle? And there's several reasons. First of all, as the author states, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do, right? Because you have habits, you have good habits, and you also have destructive habits, habits that do not serve you. And most of the time, people just go through their day kind of like they're in like zombies, right?
Zombie mode.
We're trying to get stuff done. We got too much stuff to do. We got a flood of information to deal with every day. Yeah. We've got not enough time, so the squeakiest wheel gets the oil, basically, and that's the way we operate. You know, also people have a low EQ. The EQ is emotional quotient versus intellectual quotient, or IQ versus EQ. And so EQ
that's me.
EQ is when you're really willing to hold back on immediate gratification so you can get an additional benefit in the future, right? And most people don't think like that. Most people are like, I want it now. I want it now. And that's one of the things about the slight edge principle. You don't see the results right away. You have to have faith that if you keep on doing it, you'll see the results.
That's the one thing I do have is the high EQ. I've had that since I was a wee high to a pregnant aunt. Because it's kind of like when I was a kid, if you told me I could have the Barbie doll now, but if I waited 6 months, I could have the Barbie doll house, and all the Barbie doll clothes. And what would Victoria do? I would wait. I think instinctively I do have a high EQ. I'm one of these people, I would wait until I get what I want. That's just the way I am. I mean, that's what Eric did when he first proposed to me. He said, you can just have a little ring now, or you wait. I said, I'll wait. I'll get the bigger. I'll wait. That's I'm just like that. That's the way I am. I'd rather wait to get what I want than to take something and just get anything now. That's my mentality. I've been like that since I was a kid.
Yeah,
you know. But it's a good trait to have or develop.
But we definitely want to hear from you out there. Is what we're saying making sense to you? Does this make sense?
Are you picking up what we're putting down?
Yeah, that's right. So if that's the case, just let us know. Just make a notation there. Let us know what you're thinking about that, if that makes sense to you. But what we want to do is talk about 5 benefits from using the slight edge principle when it comes to your own motivation.
Oh, it makes a difference.
See, because here's the thing, a lot of times people, when they get out of bed, they struggle, they hit that snooze button on their alarm, and they don't really feel motivated about what they're doing. And that can be the death of you. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to, almost by definition, be motivated and keep that level of motivation.
Got to be a self-starter if you're an entrepreneur. Got to be.
Absolutely.
You got to push yourself when there's nobody around you, baby, pushing you. You got to be your own biggest cheerleader.
You got
to say, we can do this. I'm going to do it no matter if anybody believes in me. You have to. Because there are times as an entrepreneur, that's another training, when you don't have anybody to support you. Within your family or acquaintances or family or friends. You have nobody. Nobody believes in what you're doing. Nobody thinks what you're doing is valuable or worthwhile. And they don't even think you're going to make it where you're going. So what do? You have to believe in you. And you have to have the attitude, I'll show them. And when you develop an attitude, I'll show them, and go the extra mile. A lot of times, people in the past, we've talked about this before, have tried things and never did anything with it. So no one believes you're going to do it, because every time you do something, you stop and you don't finish it. Yeah. But what seriously, I'm just telling it like it is. No one's ever seen you finish what you started. So the thing is, what you've got to do is you got to say, I'm going to show them.
Right.
I'm going to make this thing work.
And that kind of ties into item number 1, which is faith in the small things. And Victoria, you were talking about believing in yourself, and part of that that's going to enhance your motivation is understanding I don't need to see the big results right now.
No.
I'm planting seeds. I'm in a planting mode right now. So if I don't see the results that I'm looking for right now, that's okay.
It doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means it's happening, but you're waiting for it to blossom, because it's karma. What goes around comes around. If you put that work in, you're going to reap the success. But you got to plant before you get the harvest. You got to put something in there.
Yeah, when you're a working entrepreneur, stop looking for the miracle and be the miracle.
That's right. People want to see a difference.
You are the miracle yourself.
That's right.
That's willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do.
That's right.
Over time, so you can reap those huge benefits.
It makes a difference when you put that work in there. You may not see it. I mean, I'll give you an example in sales. There are people that I remember one day, Eric and I were out, and someone called me, and you remember that. Mm-hmm. They called me from Colorado, and he says, "Hey, Victoria, I'm ready to get started." And I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Who are?" I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean. I just said, "I don't remember you. I talked to so many people." He said, "Oh yeah, I'm Harold. Like Harold, I faintly remember you, but I really didn't at all." And what it is I had planted a seed, and he said, "I'm ready to go. I got my credit card, Victoria. I'm ready to go now." And I had planted that seed 6 months. I was through. I had moved on. I didn't camp out. I moved on. And he came back. And I've had several like that.
Yep.
Several.
So let us know if that makes sense. It makes sense to having faith in small things, being able to plant that small seed that ultimately can turn into a redwood tree for you. You know about those redwood trees, those towering redwoods, right? And so item number 2 is that it helps you to stay in motion.
Stay in the game, baby.
One of the problems with people that have the typical mentality as an entrepreneur when they're getting started, they're just still wet behind their ears, and they're looking for that big break, that big sale or that big connection, and they give up too soon. And so they're constantly starting, as Victoria was saying, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. That's not the way to build a business. If you're serious about building a business, earning income online, you need to be consistent. You have to have consistent outputs.
You have to.
The best way to do that is focus on the micro decisions and the micro gains, that progress that might be invisible to the naked eye, but because of your faith, you know it's there.
Things are happening. You may not see it, but things are happening. You've planted seeds. You've made contacts. You've opened doors. You've gotten your branding out. People know who you are. You're making it. You're moving. Whether it's a brick and mortar business or an online business, it does not matter. You're planting seeds. You're planting seeds.
So number 3, we're ultimately the results. Our life, your life, the way it is right now, is the result of the habits you've had for probably the last 5 or 10 years.
And that's good or bad habits.
And they're invisible to you. You don't think about them because they're on remote control. They're on autopilot. Therefore, you don't think about it. But with the slight edge principle, you're going to start thinking about those micro activities and analyze it and determine what is good, what's not so good, what is serving you, moving towards your goal, what is taking you away from your goal. You're really going to start to examine those things.
But it keeps you in the game. I think when people, Eric, do this leapfrog crap and they say, "Oh, I'm going to work my business hard this week," and then they fall back, and then they take a week or 2 off, and then they come back again. It not only does it keep you unfocused, but it sets you back, because every time you stop, it sets you back 2 or 3 paces. And you got to regroup and start over again.
My clearest indication that somebody's not going to last in a business is that they're bragging that they're going to tear it up. I'm going to tear it up. I'm going to tear it up. We had someone join one of our businesses, and he said, "You watch me. In the next 6 months, I'm going to be driving a Rolls Royce." He literally lasted 2 weeks.
I don't think it was that long. I think it was like that one night. I don't think he made it that far. I remember him.
So number four benefit is that the power is in your hands. See, you understand that you're in control because you make the micro decisions. You determine what is
up here.
It's up there. You determine what's going to be a good habit, what's going to be a bad habit, but you are ultimately in control. You're the captain of your ship, and nobody else can tell you ultimately what you should be doing. You determine that.
Yeah, you have to mentally and physically see it before it manifests fully. I really do believe that. Everything that I've ever gotten, I saw it before I got it. I saw it. I literally saw it. I had magazine pictures. I had my journal. I saw it. I looked at it. I saw it. I visualized it. I visualized myself holding it or sitting in it or having it or wearing it or going to it. I had to see it. Every single thing. And I believe that when you stay in the hunt, like Eric said, it keeps you consistent, it keeps you in the game, but also too, you actually feel like you're making progress. Those little victories we talked about. And the only way you can make progress is keep moving. Okay? You can't, a parked car can't do nothing.
Yeah, I love that.
You gotta keep moving.
You gotta keep moving.
You gotta keep moving. Yeah, you have to. And if you're not progressing, then you actually start feeling bummed out yourself because you feel like you don't see anything happening.
Here's number 5, the fifth and final thing. There are many, many more benefits, but what we're going to cover tonight, number 5 is your stress level will go way, way, way down.
Yeah, because you feel better about yourself.
Way down.
Heart. That's a thought.
And my own experience, Victoria had mentioned it once, working out in the gym. And, if I don't work out in the gym and I let other things take over or business, whatever.
He's not a very happy camper.
And, I'm off for 3 weeks and then I go out to the gym and everything is harder. Everything. The workout, I'm struggling. Now, if my mindset is I have to come back at the level that I left, oh boy, I'll probably injure myself. It's just crazy. So my mindset has to be small, micro decisions. First decision, no matter what, I'm going to show up at the gym. Half
the battle is showing up.
Yep. And
that's what Woody Allen says. Half the battle is showing up.
And then not worry about the work. I don't have to do that same workout because I know because of the slight edge principle, if I plant more seed, I'm going to get a harvest.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm lifting weights at a certain weight level and then I go back after being away for 4 weeks, I can't lift that same weight, but I'll lift a lighter weight. And I know that when I get back into my routine, I will be able to lift that weight.
And increase it.
Because of the slight edge principle. It absolutely removes that stress.
Better to maintain than it is to start over.
So we hope you found value in the information we're sharing tonight. And we're excited to let you guys know that we have a YouTube channel.
Yes!
We'd love for you
that makes me happy.
To subscribe to our channel.
I love YouTube. I'm a YouTube girl all the way.
So we have more in-depth videos. We're doing at least 3 videos a week. We're probably going to increase that shortly. But we're going to get it going. But we'd love to have you on that channel because we're going to do a lot of how-to videos as well. So we can get a little bit deeper into some of these topics. And so also catch us this Wednesday for Wealthy Wise Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So with that, this is Eric and Victoria saying, hope you're having a great Monday. If not, let's definitely make it a great one.
And remember, the biggest nation is procrastination.
So at any rate, check in the comments. I'll put the link so that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right.